Welcome to the Brown County High School course selection video. We're going to start by briefly reviewing the agenda for today. We are going to go over the scheduling flowchart. We are going to give everybody a selection sheet along with some instructions on how to complete the sheets as well as where to find the BCHS course guide. We're going to distribute graduation plans and give you some instruction on how to fill those out. And finally, we're going to wrap up by reviewing some deadlines and giving students an opportunity to ask questions if you have any. As a student starts the scheduling process, this scheduling flowchart reviews the order in which they should go. First, students should think about what diploma track they are on. Next, they should think about what classes they should select appropriately, and also considering what their requirements are versus what electives they would like to take, as well as what credits they have already earned or still need to earn. Once done, we will work on any scheduling issues, and the end result will be a finalized schedule for students. There are 4 different diploma tracks students can choose from: Academic Honors, Technical Honors, Core 40, and General. Each diploma track has different requirements. They are briefly outlined here, but I would encourage you all to look at the full diploma requirements in the course guide. We've also listed out a general idea of what students on different diploma tracks do after high school. I cannot emphasize enough that this is not a limitation of what you can do after high school with each of these diplomas, nor is it a guarantee of what you will do after high school. It's just, again, a general idea of what students on different diploma tracks generally do. A final note on diploma tracks. Don't be alarmed if you don't know exactly what track you would like to take. Students usually start off on the Core 40 track, but it is important that you know what the different requirements are so that you don't miss out on an opportunity if you want to seek a different diploma such as Technical Honors or Academic Honors. A good example is Academic Honors requires a minimum of 3 years of world language, and if a student does not start taking their world language sequence early enough in the high school program, they won't have enough time to finish that requirement. Moving on to the selection process for classes. We've listed out by grade level different classes that students will likely take, as well as things that you should consider when making your selections. As incoming freshmen, you will be placed in an English, Math, and Science course. You will need to take Geography and History of the World for most diploma tracks, so if you need to take that, you can choose to take it either as a 9th grader, or some people may elect to take it in 10th grade. The same goes with PE. All students are required to take a basic PE 1 and 2 credit, and most often it is done during the freshman year. Beginning this year, preparing for college and careers is becoming a requirement for freshmen. This is a semester-long class that, again, you are required to complete by the end of your freshman year. There are a couple subcategories of selecting classes that we'd like to point your direction to. Requirements versus electives. Required classes are those that you have to take, you must take and pass these classes to graduate high school. Elective classes are those that you choose to take. Every year there is going to be a set of required classes that you will sign up for, and then in the remaining slots you will choose different electives. Even though electives are those classes that you get to choose to take, keep in mind that they do count towards your 40 minimum credits needed to graduate, and you are required to take electives in order to fulfill graduation requirements. The other thing that needs to be considered when selecting courses is credits earned. We've done a brief overview of exactly what a credit is on this chart. What they are, how do you earn them, and what happens if you don't earn all the ones that you intend to. While there are a handful of you that have already had an opportunity to earn high school credits while at the junior high, such as Spanish or French, most of you are starting with a clean slate as you enter high school. That means that you're starting off without any credits at all, and you are going to be given the opportunity to earn credits every year that you are in high school. As you can see, it is required that you pass each semester of a course with a D- or higher in order to earn credit in that course. For honors diploma candidates, that minimum requirement is C- or higher. So we cannot emphasize enough how important it is to do well in a course the first time you take it so that you'll earn your credit and you will not have to retake that course. Now that we have reviewed what goes into the course selection process, want to go over what happens after those selections are submitted to our office. In a perfect world, everybody will get all the classes that they selected. Occasionally that doesn't happen, and we will have to work out some course conflicts. We pull from your alternates that you're going to list on your selection sheet to make up for any classes that don't work out. An example of this would be if a student chose to take Introduction to 2D Art and they also wanted to take an engineering course. If combined with all the other classes they selected to take, those two classes are up against each other and cannot both be taken, we will then choose one of your alternates. An example would be personal financial responsibility, and maybe put that with the engineering class, or maybe you would take a combination of art and personal financial responsibility. We will review how this works out again when we go over the filling out the selection sheet. If you have a complete schedule and you would like to make a change, the steps that go into requesting that change are listed out in this chart. And the end result is a finalized schedule. Now onto the selection sheet. First thing, we need to have your name written on this line. Please write clearly so that we can read it and make sure that we are assigning the correct courses to the correct student. Please check what diploma track you are intending to follow. And then let's start reviewing how to fill out the class choices. Again, English, math, and science is going to be by placement. Likely the majority of you will be taking English 9, Algebra 1, and Integrated Chemistry Physics. Some of you may be placed in a different honors or intensive English class. Some of you who are currently taking Algebra 1 will be forwarded on to Geometry or Geometry Honors, and some of you may be taking either Biology or Earth Space Science for your science recommendation. We encourage you to go ahead and fulfill your PE requirement during your freshman year. But we also know that some of you opt to take summer PE or fulfill that requirement through marching band or show choir. If that is the case for you, feel free to cross out where it says freshman fitness and indicate what class you would like to take instead. All students will be taking Prep for College and Careers during their freshman year, and all students need to select an elective choice opposite of this course. On lines 6 and 7, students can put either semester electives on the different lines, or they can write out year-long electives. As you can see, I've done an example selection sheet. Opposite of Prep for College and Careers, I put down a semester elective, Intro to 2D Art. If you're trying to figure out which electives are year-long versus semester, it's laid out here on the bottom of the course selection sheet. All classes in this column are one-semester courses. All classes in this column are year-long courses. Moving to line 6, I've decided I want to take Spanish 1 next year. So since it is a year-long course, I put Spanish 1 on both slots on line 6. Moving down to line 7, I decided I want to go ahead and fulfill my graduation requirement of Geography and History of the World and put that on both lines on number 7. For my alternates, I have put down a full year course alternate of French 1, and I've also put down a couple semester alternates such as Personal Finance and Current Problems. That way, if for some reason Intro to 2D Art is at the same time as Spanish 1, and with my other combination of classes I can't take them both, the guidance office will take either Current Problems or Personal Finance and see how that works with the rest of my selections. All alternate lines do need to be filled up with a combination of both year-long and semester alternates. An important part of filling out the selection sheet is for students to understand what classes they are signing up for. I want to direct your attention to the Brown County High School website guidance section, where you will find the 2017-18 course guide. In this document, you will find much more detailed information about all the things that we have referenced in this video. Diploma requirements, as well as different scheduling guidelines, and a written description of all the different classes that are offered at Brown County High School, as well as flowcharts for many of the departments. Another helpful use for the course guide is to use it to complete the 4-year high school plan. Students have a copy of this distributed to them. This is an electronic version of the document. 4-year plans are filled out by putting all the different core requirement as well as elective options students plan to take throughout high school. Even though this is filled out in 9th grade, students don't have to follow it exactly. It's just so students have an idea of what all courses they want to take so that they can plan out their high school years accordingly. Specific graduation requirements can be found starting on page 7 in the course guide. Knowing that it's going to take a little bit more time for you to fully review the course guide for future years, we are giving students until March 17th to fill out their graduation plans, but we do need the selection sheets back by Friday, March 10th. That is this Friday. The website for the course guide is listed here on your handout and up here on the screen. We encourage you to look through that thoroughly. We are now going to close this video and open up for questions.